Good morning, y'all. I am filming this clip like a month later. I am so bad. Guys, I am so sorry. Editing is the hardest thing for me to get to. But here we are. Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday the 21st. And it is our last preschool year service week. In service? Yeah, in service. And came in today, and all of my stuff is not on my tables, but it looks like the custodians took my stuff and moved it and wiped down my tables and swept underneath the tables because all the stools are moved. So that's good. It's nice and clean so that I can prepare for my painting activity with everybody tomorrow. This morning we have already had a few things going on. We had convocation, which is our kickoff to begin the school year. It's our celebration to say hurrah, we're starting. And then we had an all-district staff breakfast, which actually was good. Quite honestly, sometimes they just give us cafeteria food or pastries, and this was still kind of cafeteria food, but it actually tasted good. I even went back for seconds, which I never do because I'm picky, but it was great. It was good. Yeah, everybody was happy, put everybody in a good mood. We were all like, oh my gosh, it's actually good. So yeah, so today in terms of getting things done, which I have a little bit of time right now, we're supposed to have a meeting, but because breakfast ran late, I'm just waiting for the principal to give the word that we're starting. I need to clean up all this stuff that the custodians put around my desk, and then start thinking about and setting up for the workshop I'm hosting tomorrow. Let's get to work. So much for getting things done. It's meeting time. My meeting is over with, and now I have a little less than 2 hours to do stuff, eat lunch, watch the eclipse, and I have work to do. Let's see if this works. Well, we are all done with meetings for today. We had actually a pretty interesting Socratic seminar. It had been a long time since I've been a part of a proper Socratic seminar. It's a teaching discussion activity. And so we did that discussing one of the topics that we were supposed to learn about today. So that was actually pretty interesting. It made a boring topic interesting. We were talking about professional learning communities, what they are, the impact they have, analyzing an article that we read, which was great. So I now have, what time is it? Hang on. I now have about 2 hours left to just work in my classroom to do whatever I need to do. And so I need to take a look at my list and see what is next. I already got everything set up for my painting workshop tomorrow, which is first thing in the morning. That means I'm gonna have to go to bed early and get up early and be here early. Y'all know I'm not good at that. So that'll be interesting. So I just need to take a look around and see what I can do, and I think most things are set up, but the big thing that I need to do is lesson plans, so maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah. Okay, I need to practice my presentation. Of course, as soon as I turn the camera on, the AC turns on, so that's happening. I need to go. It is 5:20. I have spent this afternoon doing a little bit of chit-chatting. I tend to do that a lot lately. And hang on, let's put you down. And then I set up the title for my masterpiece gallery, but I'm missing some letters. And one of the letters, the Y, I painted the back instead of the front. Silly me. I practiced my presentation for tomorrow, and then I have begun looking at lesson plans and writing out lesson plans for the first week of school. And technically I have day 1 and 2 done, but they have not been reviewed. And I know that my objective has to be written differently than it used to be written, and we will see about that. In other news, and my screen's flickering, I'm not sure why. If it's flickering on the film, I'm sorry. But in other news, I volunteered to be the electives department chair, or department head. Yeah. Originally, she wasn't going to have a department head, and because there wasn't a stipend. I didn't know there was a stipend involved. I just saw that there is a need for it, and I was kind of already advising people on lesson plans. Like my neighbor teacher, the journalism teacher, always comes and asks me for advice, and then now the new band teacher has been asking me for advice too. So I was kind of already doing that. That's the big department head job, is to review lesson plans week to week. So I thought, why not just volunteer to do it? Other than that, what's involved, what she said would be involved for me, since I don't have a stipend, she's not going to expect me to like be absolutely on top of everything. But the other thing is, once a month, have a meeting about expectations and how behavior management kind of things are going, and just basically be someone that the electives can go through, just someone like a representative of the electives. And I volunteered to do it, and she was like, yes, I would love to have an electives department head. So yes, of course. I'm not getting paid for it, but I always have this thing where I want to speak out and be active and do things. I had already volunteered for another committee, the improvement committee, but I've done that for the last 2 years, so that's okay. That's not really much new. But I like being involved with things. I like kind of running things, and I like giving feedback and having influence, which is kind of the traits of an administrator, but I don't want to be an administrator. Like, no. Anyways, so that happened. But yes, I need to go home, and I'm on a flow. I want to keep working on lesson plans. Would love to have these all done, and then be able to just start, like, edit them and prepare all the content stuff, or prepare all the materials tomorrow. But I need to go home. I need to give myself some time to do my personal stuff at home so I can go to bed early, and I need to be here early. I have everything set up for the activity tomorrow, but I still need to be here early to just double check, go run through things in my head, and get my coffee, like prepare myself mentally. So that means I need to get on a habit of getting up like half an hour earlier than I have been, or like 45 minutes early. No, half an hour, like 40. I need to get up at 6. I've been getting up at like 6:30, 6:40. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is already like 9 o'clock almost, and it is Tuesday, August 22nd, and it has already been an exciting day. We started off first thing in the morning here in the art room and did my little painting exercise. I got a little clip. 1, 2, 3. And I'll show y'all some of the artwork. And it was exciting. It was awesome. But now we have instructional strategies. I think. Maybe it's something else. Anyways, I have a meeting to go to. Alright, our meeting was about instructional strategies, and if my phone is fogged up, I'm sorry. Let's fix that. Any better? better? Ha, a little bit better. So our meeting was about instructional strategies. We talked about Cornell notes and kind of practiced that. I probably will not use that in the art room, but totally useful, helpful tool. And then we talked about a couple other resources, kind of reminders of workshops that people went to last week that I didn't have to go to because I'm not required to use it. But we talked about that, and then we started talking about referrals, which we are going to get to do online this year. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but then that sparked this huge debate because we have had a history of management problems in terms of higher level discipline in our district. If you watched my vlogs last year, you got a little bit of a hint just talking about how our district as a whole, there's a lot of instances that were not handled to the level as they, at least as most of us think it should have been, and so the effect was very negative and on the rest of the kids, and there's a lot of repercussions that we had to deal with as teachers. So that sparked this huge debate and so many questions, and all he was trying to do was just say, this is how you're submitting referrals, and we're going to talk about more our discipline matrix, as they're calling it this year. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow and the next day when we get into nuts and bolts, as they say. So that was interesting. I am back in my room. I already cleaned up all of the paint and paint trays and things, and now I got to get to work to putting the key rings on the pendants, which are dry now, and hopefully if I get those done, if I can do them quickly, but I can get them to before lunch, if not by the end of the day. I got all of the little key rings put together. That didn't take long at all, and I was afraid that because I forgot pliers that it would be hard to do. Guys, it was so easy, and I have extra supplies, so if things need to be redone later on after they've been worn for a while, we can fix them. Now it is time for staff potluck lunch. Let's go see what yummy food we have. It is now the afternoon, and I have not updated all afternoon since lunch. We had an amazing lunch. The potluck worked out really, really well. Normally when they don't set a theme or we don't sign up for stuff, certain items don't get covered, or there's way more desserts or way more sides than anything else. There's not a balance, or things just don't taste good because people throw stuff together. But it worked out really well, and there's actually stuff I can eat because of my weird eating. It's hard. Normally when we have potlucks, I have to take a protein shake and like eat some bread and dessert. That's it. But I actually got to eat food, and one of the other staff members is a vegan now, and she brought this vegan salad that was so good. But I felt kind of bad because I totally did not try to think of her and make something vegan. I should do that from now on. I've always wanted to make something vegan, a vegan version of something like vegan mac and cheese, and just see if anybody else notices. But maybe next time. Anyways, it is now 4:12, and I need to leave by 5. Yesterday I left at 5, and that worked so well. I got home and I did all the chores I wanted to do, and I got caught up in the house. The house is super awesome. And then I went and watched the sunset, and I ran, which, by the way, I almost stepped on a rattlesnake on my run, although this was a teeny tiny one compared to the one I saw last year. And I've seen a few of these. I think this is the second one of these I've seen, although I think the other snake I saw was not a diamondback. But anyways, today went by so fast, like, oh my gosh. But yeah, the other thing I was gonna say is that this morning it totally got me in the mindset of being a teacher. Like, that gave me so much confidence, and it made me feel so good when I did that art activity with everybody. Everybody gave me compliments. Everybody was super, super happy, and not only did they just say thank you, but they were like, oh, I remember this is something I struggle with, but I figured it out, here's how I figured it out, that kind of thing. And it was so rewarding to see all that learning happening. And art is a beautiful thing, and it totally showed this morning. So I am excited. I just sent an email out to all of my elective teachers because some of them, I asked for them to stay after the meeting and they just walked out. I don't know if they just didn't hear me, but a teacher who was sitting at the same table as some of them heard me, so I don't know. So I sent an email and I was like, some of you forgot to stay. Hopefully that was sassy enough for them to get their attention. But anyways, yeah. I don't know, did I say it? I don't know if I said it. I'll have to check the video, but I am now electives department head, and I volunteered because we need a voice. Our needs need to be met, and it just needs to happen. And I have been looking for some kind of way I can help and assist. Like, I always have this drive. I want to help with admin, and I want to help with discipline because I happen to be good at it and I have a good relationship with students. I feel like I can do that. I just don't want to be an administrator. I've said that before. Anyways. Okay. Okay. I think I am going to do maybe another day or two of lesson plans for next week and get ready and go. Good morning, everybody. It is actually almost afternoon. We have been in meetings all morning looking at planning and our teacher assessment system and what we're going to be doing during our advisory period, things like that. It's a lot of stuff. I sat there with one of my friends who's another electives teacher, and she was even emailing me and be like, there's not enough time. There's just so much stuff to think about. And I'm kind of starting to feel that, which is kind of sad. And I finished a week of lesson plans for Art 1. And typically what I would do is copy and paste that to Art 2, Art 3, and just edit. Well, I did that, and then reading through it to edit for Art 2, I realized there's some things I forgot to put in Art 1. So, there's that. At the same time, like, having this feeling of I'm supposed to be reviewing lesson plans, but yet I'm having trouble right now understanding what our principal's expectations are for lesson plans. And we are structuring objectives, at least how we state our objectives, in a different way. And so adapting to that, I know I'll get the hang of it probably in a few weeks. It's just right now I'm like, I don't have my go-to things. Because in the past, I have my keywords from Bloom's taxonomy, and I just put we will and the verb and then what we're doing by what we're doing. So anyways, it's a lot to think about. And on top of that, another thing to think about is that I have been asked to be a new teacher's mentor, and that is something that I have been looking forward to and have been asking for permission to have a student teacher. My district doesn't really care about student teachers, though. We struggle with so much other stuff. But anyways, so I've always wanted to do that, but then now I'm like, then this morning on the top of having to think about everything else, like, and I have to and there's a stipend for that though, but I have to remind myself that the teacher I'm mentoring, my mentee, has already been coming to me with lots of questions. So I've already been helping him. It won't be that much more, but anyways. So this is a lot to think about. My brain is going a million miles an hour, and I need to go get lunch. And yeah. And then I'm feeling this crunch. It's Wednesday. I don't even really have lesson plans done for the first week of school. I have none of the materials prepared. I am not prepared for Meet the Teacher on Friday. I'm just feeling it right now. Feeling it all. So I'm going to go eat lunch and then come back and work at some point this afternoon. We're supposed to have a mentee-mentor meeting, and so yeah. We'll see how it goes. I so mad right now, and I'm trying to process it and get past it. Trying to think through and get over these feelings, these anger feelings, and figure out the most professional way to handle this situation. One of the problems, not necessarily problems, but one of the realities of being an electives teacher is that core teachers do not understand what we go through. They do not understand what it takes for us to get to the point of having a lesson plan finished. And we were working on lesson planning this morning in our meetings, and this core teacher, now I will say, she is a negative person. She has always been negative, and she always makes snarky, sarcastic comments, and a lot of times it's just for laughs and silly. And anyways, she made this, the principal shared with us that she doesn't want us to be here this weekend, just simply because it's good to clear our headspace, to spend some time with our families before we have to really dig in on Monday, on the first day of school. And this particular teacher made the comment of, well, maybe not for electives, they don't have to. Okay, anyways, she made that comment. That just really made me mad, because I feel like, although it has been expressed many times over the years with working with this teacher, and I work really hard to show what it takes for electives to get to the point, like I said, where lesson plans are done. Our standards are so general for all the electives. We don't have specifically laid out for us, we have to teach this, this, and this. Second, we are not given a year at a glance. We are not given, we aren't given that. Third, we have to deal with our own budgets and our own supplies. Fourth, after all that, we have to create all of our materials. We have to create our resources. We have to get everything together. We aren't given much. And the things that we are given in activity workshops and stuff, 3/4 of it's not applicable to our content area. So core teachers fail to understand how much work we have to do. And fortunately, at this school, me and the journalism teacher, we put in all the work in, but we make it look easy, because it becomes second nature. Like, there's just so much things we have to do. And so my frustration right now is feeling like I have to start over with trying to speak up for electives and express, kind of help other people have an understanding of what we do. That our job, even though we don't have a tested area, it's harder in many ways. Maybe not necessarily harder, but there's more to it. For me, it feels like it's harder because we have to create content. It's not given to us. So I'm just frustrated. I think talking right now has helped me process and kind of get past it a little bit, and recognizing that the teacher who made the comment is just super negative all the time anyways. And okay, I feel so much better. I still have a headache from our meeting this morning, but I feel so much better. I talked to my best friends and we talked it out, and then the journalism teacher and I went and talked to the principal and the assistant principal, expressed our concerns, explained how this negativity comments kind of thing spread like wildfire last year, caused problems, and they're taking care of it. So that was really comforting and nice, makes me feel better. And they were really reassuring that they're not going to throw us under the bus and mention our names for reporting things, and that they're super supportive. So I'm very, very thankful for that. In other news, I don't know if I've ever shown this to y'all before, but our mascot is the eagle. Yes, I know it looks like a dove, but this was an Eagle Award that I made a long time ago and passed it around the staff for Staff of the Month, and then that stopped when we got a different principal. And so our new principal this year wants to use it as an award, but she wants me to kind of add a stand to it. But that's exciting. I get to do that, which I loved making this, so that'll be fun. It is already 12:45. Okay, that was my friend getting my lunch order. I was gonna say I haven't had lunch yet, and I was just planning on having a protein shake, and then she was like, well, my daughter's here, I was gonna send her over to the Mexican restaurant down the way and get me some tacos, and I was like, yeah, you should do that, and you should have her get me tacos too. And she's like, okay. So I'm so looking forward to that. That's gonna get rid of my headache and get me motivated. Well, my room is pretty much done. Like I said yesterday, still worrying about whiteboards. And I think I need to work on lesson plans. If I can reach the goal of having all of my lesson plans done by the end of the day, that would be awesome. So let's do it. Okay, it is time for me to go home. I have gotten my Elements Principles posters done. After looking at the standards, I realized that my posters don't fit what we're supposed to teach, so I decided to just make some new ones. And I decided to make ones that just list them, because before, when they had the examples, they tended to copy them and rely on the examples way too much. So I wanted to take the examples out anyways. It works. So I got those posters done, and also redoing those posters gives me some more space up on my wall. So I need to finish the respect info posters. What else did I finish? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I finished writing out my classroom management plan. For expectations, I really just have one: respect. And I'm going to kind of specify or clarify a little bit: respect to all people, adults and peers, respect artwork, yours, your peers, and examples, respect materials and tools, respect facility and furniture, and respect school procedures and policies. What I realized last year when I had actually given more specific examples under expectations, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. In some ways I found it harder to enforce those expectations in a way, and in reflecting throughout the year, I really was just like, even when I was talking to kids, like, it's really following respect. Like, that's all that it is. So that's why this year I'm just going to stick with one rule: respect. And it might be kind of hard because some kids have a misunderstanding of respect, or respect has looked differently in other classrooms, as in they don't show as much respect as what I am going to expect. So that might be interesting to learn. And then in terms of intervention or consequences would be the way to say it, I just listed these in order: verbal warning, lunch detention, call home, after school detention, and then referral as the last one. Oh my gosh, I can't stop yawning. That order is actually what our assistant principal recommended, and I really like it because it gives the students a chance to take responsibility for their actions before I have to call home. Because in the past, we would have to contact home. They would want us to contact home if we'd given like multiple verbal warnings, and then we had to contact home when we gave detention, because we can only really do after school detention. But this year, they are taking care of lunch detention for us. So that's nice. I'm going to try it and see. I'm going to have to keep track in terms of holding my kids accountable and we'll see how that goes. And then in terms of rewards or incentives, and these aren't really in a specific order, some of the things that I do in terms of class incentives is permission to give music request. And I don't know, last year I didn't do that at all. Like, not even the 8th grade. Oh my god. So we will see. And then choosing your seats, which is a big thing for me because I assign everybody seats, and so when they get the chance to choose their assigned seats, it works out well. And that's a good one too, that can be flexible with, like, for a day or for the second half of class or something like that, to change their seat temporarily. And then the last one is my reward program. I put it on here as the Golden Pencil program. But according to achievements and them meeting challenges, they get to earn their golden pencil, and then their little kind of tie-ons to the little strings and colors and beads and things that tie onto their pencil that are mark their achievements and what they have done. So that's the other thing I did. And then I met with my mentee, and that's it. I need to go home. It is only 4:12, and I've been working later than this every single other day, and I'm like not feeling it today. Is a lot of brain power today. That first round of lesson plans was just like, whew, a lot. Which, by the way, let me show you my lesson plans. Like, you're not gonna look at them super detailed, but you can tell, look, that's a lot of stuff. Like, most people did not put much in here. Like, this isn't, like, the first day continues on this is Monday and Tuesday, by the way, but it continues on the back, like, and I know I am always overly detailed with my lesson plans anyways, but yeah. The other thing I was realizing that might have caused me trouble is that last year we did unit plans, which for me was just a project plan basically, and so I would lay out my thinking for my reasoning for a project, and then generally day by day and vocab and TEKS and everything was laid out in the unit plan. And so I could just follow that when I did my daily plans. So I think after the first project I need to get back to that because yeah, I really need it. This first unit is like super easy. I also need to remember that up here on top of my filing cabinet, I have my unit binders from last year, so if I actually look at that, that might help. But there are some new ones I'm probably going to have to create this year. But anyways, so I'm going to go home. I'm so tired. I'm feeling exhausted. Like, this doesn't even make sense. Okay, I need to go home. I hope you enjoyed seeing a realistic view of a teacher's day. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, August something, 24th? Yeah, August 24th. We are almost done with in-service, and we only have 2 days left to prepare for the school year. Today is also full of meetings. Today is the day where we go over our handbook and go through dress code and procedural kind of things, expectations for teachers kind of things. Now we've kind of already gone over tons of other stuff, and we kind of got the gist of all that, but just specific little procedure things and policy things. So that will be interesting because I have heard rumored that our dress code is going to change. A big thing is that we're not going to be allowed to wear jeans, which that is mandated by the superintendent. But other than that, we will have to see what's going on. I'll also have to make sure and check of some of my students' schedules in terms of art, especially dealing with Art 3. And then, I have a mentor-mentee meeting for my new teacher mentee, and we'll see where the day takes us. Just finished up with our morning meetings and got my lunch together, just doing my normal apple and a shake. And I have a lot of things to do. I am looking at my list, and it currently has 22 things on it, and most of them, like maybe 20 of them, should be done by Monday. Now, some of them are really little, like pay for campus shirt and things like that, but there's a lot to do. Just came out of the mentor meeting, and a lot more things to think about. Thankfully, it looks like it's actually not that much work over the school year. We have to meet with them maybe like once a month and then do a couple of observations of each other each semester, so it doesn't seem too bad. But now I have this whole packet of papers. I'm going to have to get a binder, which I realize I took my empty binders home. I'm gonna have to get a binder and put it in tabs and separate it by month, and so I know each month what we're supposed to complete. But I still have a lot of oh my gosh, like I have this afternoon and I have a lot of tomorrow. I think we're supposed to have like a motivational speaker tomorrow morning. I really do not want to do that. Good morning, happy Friday. I did not update the vlog at all yesterday, and I didn't record much because I have so many things to do, and I worked until like 6:15, and then people texted me. But I worked really late here, and then I took some easy work home, and I went home and I had dinner, took a shower, and then I worked on stuff till 10:30, which I never do that. Like, I am not a person who takes work home. I am a teacher who hates to work at home, who loves having that separation. But there's just so many things to get done, and I just want to get them done, or as much done as I can by the end of the day today, so that I can enjoy the weekend and be in the correct headspace for starting school on Monday. So, I got a lot of things done. What did I do? The big thing that I have been doing is preparing materials and PowerPoints and notes for the first week of school. I got the materials done. You can kind of see them on my rack there. I got the materials prepped for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I started the PowerPoints. There's like 3 PowerPoints I have to do. One of them I finished, the second one I started, and I have I'm reusing PowerPoints I've had before, so I just have to update them. And then from there, I need to work on notes. What I typically do is something script-like, and and it's really good for me because I lay out super detailed like procedures and policies and expectations for different things. Thankfully, though, this time around, in terms of admin's expectations on us, is that they want us to start teaching content as soon as possible and teach procedures as we go. So like the first time we have to deal with doing extra time, or the first time that we have to deal with doing routine warm-ups and things like that, we teach the procedure then instead of teaching it ahead of time and only kind of doing it. Supposedly that gives them some higher order thinking, and it really engages them sooner. So next week is a lot of content, and quite honestly, I'm not starting like day one we're painting. I'm not doing that. But I have altered my normal lesson plans to be a little bit more hands-on for them. Instead of like me just giving them instructions, I'm going to explain it to them, and they have to write it down in their own words, and I'll have to check it. But that, and then I'm giving them extra time in class on the first day to actually work on their first day assignment and things like that. So it's exciting. I am looking forward to it. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm so tired. Like, I have not been able to go running for the past 3 days, and I start marathon training tomorrow, and we have our pace run in the morning. Thankfully, though, I did see in the last email, though, as far as my running program, is that we are allowed to switch groups as we feel comfortable. So that is good, because I know I'm not running at the pace I told them I was running at. And then on top of that, I have a feeling that after I get into a running program, my pace is going to increase pretty fast. This is what it normally does when I run on a regular basis. So that's where we are. I'm going to continue working on things and get me some coffee, because I haven't gotten my coffee yet, and I will check with y'all later. Okay, I got everything ready for the first day of school, but all I'm going to say is that my caffeine is not working. The kids and their parents are here. Everybody's gone. And school's gonna start. I am a mixture of excited. It was pretty exciting to meet a lot of parents. That always gives me a lot of energy. This Meet the Teacher night just gives me energy, and like put on a good face so you're in a good mood, and get to see returning parents and kids. And I got to meet a lot of siblings. I have a lot of younger siblings of my former kids this year. So that's cool. So there's that. And then I am just feeling nervous. I am feeling nervous. And I'm feeling nervous because I don't feel ready for school to start. I have everything prepared for Monday. I even have everything laid out. I just wrote up everything on the board that needs to go there. But I'm just thinking through all the things I'm going to have to do next week, and I'm going to have to do a lot of work. But what I did do is I just went through everything and made a list of all of the prep tasks for my things next week. And with that, most of them I can do on my computer at home. I can't make copies, but that's fine. I just don't want to leave too much. I'm just worried about that. But I'm ready for Monday. I am ready for Monday. And my plan this weekend is I am going to go home tonight, and I think I'm going to get some tacos. And then I'm going to just chill out and relax tonight. I'm going to let myself take a mental break tonight. Tomorrow, my run was canceled tomorrow because of the rain. I don't mind running in the rain, but they canceled it. So I still going to try, unless it's horrible rain. That's just horrible. Flooding won't really be a problem where I am, but horrible. My things just fell off the board. Unless it's just like horrible rain, I'm going to go to the ceramic studio because I need to do that. And I'm going to do that most of the afternoon, and then I have massage. I will have to go fix that. Then I have my massage tomorrow, which will be great because I really need that. Hopefully, again, doesn't get rained out because the massage studio is right next to the clay studio. And then I'm going to have dinner with my sister, which will be awesome, and get some Vietnamese. Is what she wanted, and I'm gonna go. Okay, that was just my assistant principal being like, you need to leave. We need to leave. The storm's going. Well, I'm going to leave. I told him 5 minutes. I'm going to leave. So anyways, then on Sunday, my plan was to go to the clay studio, but I think I might do work because looking at my to-do list, most of it I can do at home. It's just on the computer, and I can print things when I get home. But if we don't end up having school on Monday, then, which there's a chance because of flooding. It floods more in my district, but not near my house. So we will see. I'm excited and nervous, and I'm just going to see y'all on Monday. I hope y'all have a great weekend, or whatever time it is. Bye.